Different types of data centers are popping up everywhere. They're big warehouses full of supercomputers that do use a lot of electricity and water.
And one could be coming to Starkville. We sent our Jake Holcomb to speak with city officials about the proposal. He is joining us live now with what they had to say.
When we think about data centers, we might think about the problems that are usually associated with them, like noise and high energy prices. But when I spoke to city officials in Starkville today, I found out that there are already a handful of them in Oktibbeha County, like the one I'm standing in front of, which houses MSU's academic supercomputers. Data centers are not all alike. Some are for research, some provide high-speed internet, some are for artificial intelligence, and some are for mining cryptocurrency. The proposed data center in Starkville would do just that. It would house a bunch of supercomputers that work around the clock solving equations to unlock cryptocurrency. Now, the crypto mining facility in question would be right next door to this electrical substation here on Industrial Park Road in Starkville. And it would eat up 30 megawatts of electricity, enough to power thousands of homes.
So from a customer standpoint, that's very favorable. You know, you have a consistent load that is kind of homogeneous across the system, and there's not a lot of fluctuations on and off.
City officials say that consistent load is good for ratepayers and could help offset future rate increases. One resident is cautiously optimistic.
I am still concerned about the environment and everything, so hopefully with the data center potentially coming in, it won't cause any harmful impacts on society.
As for concerns about noise, the utility director says the company has committed to follow all noise ordinances. The mayor says she personally traveled to another crypto mining facility in Tennessee and was impressed.
It was surprisingly quiet. It was not offensive in its look. It was, it's like a very large gray box that sits on a piece of property that has a fence around it. And so it was mostly innocuous by my description.
Now, this proposed data center is still in the early stages. It could be months before the next update, but we'll keep you posted. Live in Starkville, Jake Holcomb, WTVA 9 News.